So, I've been following the allegations against Judge Kavanaugh. And the more I, thought to myself, it's, in a sense, it's very ridiculous. The statute of limitations is up. Nobody's arguing that point, because that's written black and white in the law. The statute of limitations for this sort of thing, they're up. It's done, right? For all intents and purposes, whether it happened or not, there's never going to be anything that's going to come from it because the statute of limitations are up. But we're ignoring that. We're moving ahead because it's out there now. Everybody knows about it now. We don't work off torts with judges and juries and precedent and law and evidence and proof. We don't deal with these things anymore. It's the court of public opinion that we deal with now. And the court of public opinion has decided that this man is guilty, no matter what, simply because an allegation was made. Doesn't matter that the allegation is at some point in time, at some location, there was 5 people in a house, 2 of whom were named, 2 of whom were not, the 5th one being the accuser. And this was said that this was done. 2 of the 3 people that were in the room who've been named say, I don't remember this happening, this didn't happen. The other person is saying, this happened to me. There have been no witnesses other than that. There's nobody to corroborate this except for a therapist and the accuser's husband. The only corroboration, from what I understand, that they have is she recalled this memory, and this is what her memory is. Right? That's pretty fucking thin. No matter how you want to look at it, that's really fucking thin. So there's got to be something else there. But from what it seems, there isn't. But at the end of the day, everybody's arguing whether or not she's telling the truth. And honestly, at this point, really doesn't matter. Because no matter what, this is a terribly bad thing. Right? Let's say, for instance, she's telling the truth. Right? Then obviously, Brett Kavanaugh won't be nominated for the Supreme Court. Move on to the next candidate, and the wheel goes roundy round. There will be another couple of months worth of scandal and whatnot for the next guy or girl that gets proposed. And it's going to delay. The Democrats are hoping that they're going to pick up enough seats in the midterms that they can just vote down anybody that the president puts forward all the way through until the next election. And if that's 2 years or 6 years from now, doesn't matter to them. They will keep that seat vacant until the next Democratic president gets elected, or until the next time they lose control and can't do it anymore. Right? That is an extreme possibility as an outcome. Whether this is proven true or false, that is a possibility. They will delay as much as they possibly can until the midterms. They're doing it in the hopes that they will win enough seats to be able to do this sort of thing. There will be 8 Supreme Court justices, which is not a full Supreme Court. It isn't an impartial Supreme Court. It's a bad Supreme Court. And they're going to keep it that way for as long as they possibly can, until they can start putting people on there that they want to have because they want to write laws through the Supreme Court. It's something they've tried to do in the past. It's difficult to argue that that's not what they want to do. Now, let's say, for instance, that they give this woman everything she wants. Dr. Ford, they give her everything she wants. The FBI does a full investigation. They talk to all of the people that are possibly involved. Let's say they talk to every person in the fucking world. Right? They take the time to do that. They thoroughly go through everything. They work on time technology to where they can see into the past. Right? If, no matter how long it takes, most likely what they're going to come back with is, we don't have anything conclusive. She says this, he says that, her people say this, his people say that. What are we going to do here? Right? Statute of limitations are up. This isn't even a federal matter. So, that's not going to be good enough, of course. And then the Democrats will have some other way to want something else to go on to give an even deeper investigation into this. And what that would even be, I have no clue. They don't want this guy to be nominated to the Supreme Court. And they're going to do whatever it takes to make sure that happens. Or doesn't happen, rather. But let's say they have this investigation. They say, okay, we're going to turn over our investigation to the Senate. And then, now you got your investigation. Come in and talk to us, right? If they do it publicly, and she doesn't lose her shit and go all crazy, and if she actually has something decent to say, or not, really doesn't matter. No matter what, the people who believe her, they're still going to believe her. Even if she comes in there and says, look, none of this happened. The Democrats paid me to do all of this. Right? Let's go worst case scenario for the Democrats. Democrats paid me to do this. I've lied. I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you. Right? Then everybody who currently believes her is going to trap her into this story and say, she's only saying that because of the death threats. And because of this, that, and the other thing. She just wants this all to be over. She's just, you know, she's even more of a victim now that she's recanting than she was when she was first accusing. That's gonna be the tact. It's just what people are gonna say. It's crazy to think that it's not gonna be that way. If she comes in and gives the same kind of half-assed recount that she's already given, then everybody's going to say, see? She said it happened. Bam! That's enough proof for us. Right? And the court of public opinion will continue to condemn this man. If she comes in and gives, you know, a really detailed, fact-driven proof, then there you go. He's not going to get nominated or elected, put on the Supreme Court. There you go. But if they do it in a private session, doesn't matter what she says, one way or another. If it's a private session, they're not going to go public with it. That's the point of a private session. If it's a private session, and they come out of that session and say, all right, we've heard what has been said, and we're going to do our vote now. If he gets nominated to the Supreme Court, gets put on the Supreme Court, then essentially what it's going to be is everybody who voted for him doesn't care about victims. You know, they had the private hearing, and obviously she's right because she's the victim. So they hate victims, right? And if they don't nominate or put him on the Supreme Court, then for whatever the reason, no matter what she says in private hearing, no matter how thin or thick it is. If they don't put him on the Supreme Court, it's going to be because he's guilty of this, no matter what. Brett Kavanaugh's life is effectively ruined by this. Whether it happened or not, doesn't make a difference. He's never going to be a Supreme Court justice that's going to live this down. He's never going to be a man that's going to live this down, because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter to people one way or another whether he's guilty or not. It truly doesn't matter. It's the perfect trap. They have figured out the perfect trap. They've taken advantage of the Me Too movement. They've taken advantage of victims. They've taken advantage of all of these claims. And they have levied against him the one thing that just cannot be disputed these days. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if she's credible or not. Doesn't matter if she's lying, telling the truth. Makes absolutely no difference. It's out there now. People have already decided. The decision has already been made. Now we've got one more thing to separate us as a people. We now have the people who believe she's telling the truth and the scumbags who hate women and are against victims. There you go. That's just it. That's the narrative. Doesn't matter. Nothing else matters. We're here. Tell me I'm wrong. Nobody gives a shit about proof, evidence. Otherwise, they'd be asking for it. They want an investigation, right? Everybody who's saying we need to have an investigation knows that A, this isn't a federal matter. The FBI really doesn't have jurisdiction over this. But hey, fuck it, have the FBI investigate. What's the FBI going to find? They're going to find, most likely, that at some point in time, in some location, 3 people were in a room. 2 of them say the events that were described by the 3rd didn't happen. And then everybody's going to go, oh, well, that's not good enough. You didn't investigate enough. You didn't go deep enough. You have to investigate more people. Who else do we investigate? Her husband says he's with her. Her therapist says, yeah, this is what she said to me in the therapy session. Okay. So what? People say a lot of things to a lot of people. Doesn't mean that they're true. That being said, doesn't mean that they're false. Brett Kavanaugh is saying this didn't happen. She's saying it did. Why should we believe her over him? Who cares? Doesn't matter. A lot of people are saying she should be believed regardless. That's a scary fucking thing. Because what happens if he gets put on the Supreme Court? And let's say another Supreme Court justice steps down. Or one dies of natural causes, God forbid. That Donald Trump is going to put somebody else forward. And if it's a man, I guarantee you, if it looks like he's about to be confirmed, there's going to be another rape allegation. Because it works. Because it fucks him, no matter what. And it's going to be another vague, impossible to prove, but totally credible to everybody who just doesn't like Donald Trump and doesn't like his nominations for Supreme Court. Doesn't want these people to be on Supreme Court. It's going to be totally believable to them. Why wouldn't it be? It follows in line with what they want out of life. And all this coming so close to the midterms. Right? So, how is this going to affect that? If he gets put on the Supreme Court, every Republican is going to be looked at like, I can't believe you put that rapist on the Supreme Court. And that's going to be exactly what the story is going to be. These people put a rapist on the Supreme Court. Yeah, it was never proven, but these people put a rapist on the Supreme Court. And that's going to be the story. That's going to be the headline. People don't read the stories. They read the headlines. It's a perfect trap. It really is. It's amazing how weaponized rape accusations have become. Because what do? You daren't these days say that these women are wrong, because they're not wrong. Didn't you hear what she said? She said she was raped, or there was an attempted rape, or she was attacked. That's good enough, isn't it? Everybody's guilty until proven innocent. They've gone so far as to say that she doesn't need to provide any proof of her allegations. He has to provide proof of his innocence. But how do you provide proof of your innocence when you have no idea when somebody's saying something happened? You have no idea where they're saying it happened. Tell me where you were on some day 35 years ago. Are you kidding? What do you say to that? I don't know where I was on some day when there was some party someplace at somebody's house. I don't know. Maybe I was at home. Oh, well, maybe you're not sure that you weren't somewhere at some time? Yeah, no, I'm not sure. You know what I mean? Like, it's insanity. It's weaponized rape allegations. It's what it is. And how do you fight that? When everybody's all listen and believe. What do? How do you prove your innocence when you don't even really know what the fuck you're being accused of? All he knows is that he's being accused of locking a woman into a room and trying to rape her. Okay, well, he's going to say he didn't do that. I, at no point in my life, remember a time I ever locked a woman in a room and tried to rape her. You know? And that's not good enough for people. Because she's saying it happened somewhere at some time. It's the perfect trap. There's become this whipped up frenzy as far as sexual crimes are concerned. The Me Too movement, Time to Stop, and all this other stuff, they've whipped up this frenzy. And anytime anybody that's a woman points at anybody who's a man and says, "You tried to rape me," that's it. It's done. It's over. We've seen it time and time again. How many actors, producers, comedians have we seen in the last couple of years that has just been, "You did this horrible thing to me." And there it is. Done. Fired. No more work. No more jobs. No more nothing. Just fuck off. We don't need you in this world anymore because clearly you're a rapist because somebody else said you are. And the really disgusting thing about it is apparently there's a Democratic something or another. I believe his name is Kesley or something like that. I don't know. It's not something that's really being widely reported for some odd reason. But there's a Democrat out there who's had a woman levy accusations against him. And like I said, are we hearing about that? No. We're not hearing shit about that. Why aren't we hearing about that? Is the FBI doing an investigation into that? Like I said, I think his name is Kesley. I don't even really know. It's not something that I've heard bandied around very much. But it is something that's been brought up. That apparently there's a Democratic politician who is having similar allegations, far more recent. I believe supposedly within the last couple years or something like that. far more detail involved in the allegations, more corroboration. I guess, I don't even know. What the fuck are we hearing about that? Not a goddamn thing. So did the Democrats really take it seriously? If the Democrats really took it seriously, mightn't they have said something about this in July? When they knew about it? Where was Dianne Feinstein in July? When she got an anonymous letter about Brett Kavanaugh? Did we need to wait until he was actually nominated? Did we need to wait until the whole hearing went through? Until he's just about to be voted on? And then all of a sudden, oh yeah, by the way, I happen to have this anonymous letter that said that he almost raped a girl. Is it really that important of an issue when you wait that long? Are you really taking rape seriously? Because it certainly seems like they are now. But now is months later. Wouldn't this have been something important to bring up at some point? Did the letter get lost on her desk? She was putting away all of her Brett Kavanaugh stuff, and then this letter fell out of the paperwork, and she went, "Oh, that's right. I totally forgot that there was a rape allegation against him." But it doesn't matter whether it happened or not, whether she's credible or not, whether she gives good testimony or not. It doesn't matter. The decision's already been made. Brett Kavanaugh's a rapist. That's all anybody's going to care about for the rest of his life. Ask Clarence Thomas. They're bringing up Anita Hill again. Right? So the next time some, judge gets nominated and some woman makes an allegation that this is what happened, and then they're going to be bringing up Brett Kavanaugh again. Yeah, I remember when this happened to Brett Kavanaugh. And then he's going to have to hear about that shit all over again. So it really doesn't matter. He's always going to be tainted. Every decision that the man makes is going to be tainted from this point out. Every case that the Supreme Court presides over is going to be tainted because the Court of Public Opinions has decided. Guy's a rapist. So it's not an elegant trap. It's not, it's not a Rube Goldberg machine. It's more of a giant rock held aloft by a rope. It's just nothing cool or neat about it. It just crushes you under the weight of it. That's why I really wish, sexism aside, obvious sexism aside here, I'm really upset that Donald Trump has not been smart enough yet to nominate the woman. He's got a judge that's a woman on his short list. And every time that it comes around for him to nominate another judge that he would like to see on the Supreme Court, I go with the woman, goddammit! Because what are they going to do? What are the Democrats going to do? They got fuck all against that. Because then, how dare they say anything bad about this female judge? She has to be put on the Supreme Court. Right? Whatever. It's just... But it doesn't matter. The trap is set. It's been sprung because because he was born with a penis. And if you have a penis, you always lie when it involves rape allegations against you. You can't tell the truth. about where you were, what happened, if you have a penis. It's just not, no. Sorry, you just lose. The penis is a losing appendage these days. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's a scary, scary, scary world we live in. I'm glad that I've always kind of been a hermit. I'm glad that I have always thoroughly distrusted women. But I mean, these days, man, I'm waiting for them at work to start doing the Christmas party thing. Are you gonna come to the Christmas party? Fuck no. I don't do social interactions with female coworkers ever. Period. Sorry. No. Not going. Not going to social functions. No. Ain't gonna happen. Not ever. Not ever again. I don't date. I don't ever have private conversations with women. I won't have a closed door meeting with a woman. I won't have a meeting alone, even with an open door with a woman. There's got to be somebody else there. And I'm sorry, I don't care how many people you want to cram into that room, but I got to at least have one man in that fucking room. If you want to have two women and me and another guy, so that me and one of the women can talk about whatever the hell it is that we got to talk about, fine. I don't give a shit. But I need witnesses. I don't do fuck alone with women anymore. No. Never gonna happen. I get nervous nowadays. Like the other day, I was in a restaurant getting a sub. And it was me, another female patron, and two girls behind the counter. And I was nervous as fuck, man. It was me against three women. They can say anything about me. In the fucking 10 minutes that it took for me to get my sub, I could have raped all three of them. Who even knows? And who would I have to say this? Dude, I'm terrified of women these days. I don't want them around me at all, ever. I just don't, because I can't trust you. Because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The truth doesn't matter anymore. So yeah, there you go. And a lot of guys are starting to feel that way. So I don't have high hopes for us as people. I don't have high hopes for us as a country. I think we're pretty much fucked. And I think that the reason why we're pretty much just done, like it's just all over, is because there is no level that the leftists are unwilling to stoop to, I think. Me personally, I don't buy this. I just don't buy it. I think there's a whole lot of reasons to not believe that this is true. Right? There really aren't very many reasons to believe that it is true. And I get it. Yeah, she's saying she wants to have an FBI investigation, but ultimately the FBI investigation is going to be the same thing that everybody's saying. What are we supposed to find here? At some point, in some place, you were with two people who both say, this event you're describing didn't happen. That's what they're going to come up with. No matter what they investigate, no matter how hard they investigate, that's what they're going to get. So yeah, why wouldn't she want to have the FBI investigate? Everybody's already decided she's telling the truth. So then it's going to be, well, the FBI can't be trusted. How can we say that they're impartial? They didn't execute him already. Like, they haven't decided that she's telling the truth. They said there's nothing there. Clearly, they're not good at their jobs. Because this woman has said this has happened. So yeah. Why wouldn't she want an FBI investigation? Because it doesn't matter what they figure out. It doesn't matter. It's a perfect trap. It really is. And the leftists are willing to stoop to that level to literally weaponize rape allegations. How do you win against that? How do you win when, as long as it's a woman accusing man of a sexual crime, the man's just guilty? Where's the due process? How do you win that? You don't. You can't. So, how do we succeed as a nation? How do men and women get along when you constantly have to worry, oh my God, I'm alone in a room with a woman. At this point on, I'm in Schrodinger's cat's box. And I could be called anything from this point forward. And what do I do? It's a sad, starry state of affairs. And, you know, I don't know. I feel bad for our future. I feel bad for our present. I don't think there's any way to resolve this situation. I think it's gone too far already. It's... I looked through the Twitter for Dr. Ford. Like, obviously, not her Twitter, because everything about her on the internet has been utterly scrubbed. But I looked through all just the comments on Twitter. I looked through probably hundreds. And I think I found 2 that were slightly skeptical. Everything else was hashtag we're with Dr. Ford. This is why she's more credible every day. Actresses are making videos, reading scripts, all saying the same thing, you know, and then they piece it together to where this person says 2 words and then this person says 2 words. And dude, it's this outpouring of, we don't care about anything other than you've said this. And because you've said this, he's a rapist. Tweet after tweet after tweet after tweet. And the wheel goes roundy round. And in the end, we're just fucked.